Mike from Jersey.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I got a good story. Down the road from my house when we were kids, there was a piece of road there. People used to flip stuff out the window all the time. So occasionally you'd find a magazine on the side of the road. But there was one day in particular that we were riding our bikes down the road, a friend of mine and we saw a magazine over on the side. It was probably about a football field away, so we both raced as fast as we could to see who could get it first. We both got it at the same time. We wound up getting in a fight over who's going to get to look at the magazine first. It was kind of funny.
You could rip it in half.
Hold on.
And trade.
It was pretty funny. It was actually Cherry Magazine. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
I certainly
Cherry,
do.
Yeah.
However, that wasn't funny. Just to clarify, it wasn't funny at all.
Just to let you know, that wasn't really a funny story.
But it was interesting.
Go ahead and crash me.
No, it wasn't bad.
No, it was good. West Virginia checking in. It's John. Hey, John.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, John?
Hi, Jimmy, you beefy tits.
Hi, John. Let's not be insulting now. It's Valentine's Day.
Hey, I was 8 years old. My dad introduced me to the two best pornos, Porky's and Roadhouse. I'm punching out.
Porky's and Roadhouse. You know what magazine stunk? Easy Rider. That trash laying around.
What the hell was Easy Rider again?
It was that biker magazine, but it had naked chicks in it, too. But they were the skankiest biker whores that you'd ever see. And it was like the... I mean, if you're jacking it to the Sears catalog bra section, you know, it might be good because it's probably a little better than that to jack to. But just those awful biker chicks, very...
Didn't you start with,
selective
National Geographic, though?
No, always Playboy. Started with Playboy.
Yeah, but you couldn't just get your hands on that when you were really little.
Let me think. National Geographic might have been, you might be right.
I mean, you graduate up to the porn magazines, because the National Geographic, you start realizing that they're just awful naked women in there.
Yeah, well, it was,
but,
the Africa
at first,
women.
it was just the, oh my God, naked women. Then you have to go, you're jonesing for more and more. And then you eventually get up to the real porn magazines. But you have to start somewhere.
National Geographic.
And with me, it was National Geographic. Or going through the dictionaries and stuff, and I don't know, just finding.
You'd have to find wherever you could. Yeah.
Wherever you could.
A dictionary.
Well, that's a bad example, but whatever.
Medical books.
Yes, any type of books that the parents had around the house, you're leafing through, hoping to, catch a glimpse of something.
You find a medical book and thumb through it and find a picture of a woman with her eyes covered over with a black strip, so you can't tell who she is, kind of a thing. And it's a whole thing on psoriasis or something, so she's naked with psoriasis, but she's naked.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then you eventually
have to find whatever you could.
Yeah, and then eventually you start figuring out how to get your porn magazines.
It's like thalidomide woman. She's got little flipper arms, but she's naked.
You know how I got my first porn magazines? I had a paper route.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, people would just leave their paper and their magazines bundle up for the garbage man. And, you look through the stacks of that long enough, you'll find a porn magazine.
Yeah, they put them in the middle of the stack.
It took some doing, and you would have to spend maybe a whole afternoon literally going from house to house. I had scissors and everything, just, cutting the rope that was tied around it, and every once in a while I'd hit pay dirt.
Kids just do not understand how lucky they are today with the internet. It is amazing. I mean, years ago you had to. It was like a treasure hunt. You were just hunting around for a photo, anything, one picture of a nude woman.
I remember my first porn movie. I'll never forget it. My buddy was an Indian fellow who lived across the street, and his dad had a VCR back in those days.
Oh, cinnamon lips.
Yeah, they certainly were, and his parents hated me. But back in those days when there were very few VCRs, and I went and watched a porno with him. We sat on the floor of his dad's room and watched The Fur Trap with Kelly Mint, and it's an awful porno.
The Fur Trap, huh?
I had to walk out of his room and lay on the bathroom floor and whack my bag.
Really? You were just so worked up.
I was laying on his parents' bathroom floor in these Indian people's house with my head on the tile, scrapping all over myself.
Now, to this day, whenever he smells curry, he explodes on his stomach.
I just couldn't handle it, though. I could never watch with other people and enjoy porn.
I had to, when I was a kid, once we found a Super 8mm film.
Oh, my God.
Porno film.
How old are you?
Dude, it was years ago. It was like it was before friggin' VCRs, like the mid to late 70s. and had nothing to play.
That's when your parents dropped you off at your friend's house with a horse and buggy. I mean,
I know.
What era are you from?
It was
Jesus.
It was a long time ago. So now our quest, we had to find a Super 8mm projector. And
you knew it was porno, though?
Yeah, because, we unraveled a little bit of it. But, how much can you get looking at a small 8mm film? So we were ready to tear the whole thing off the reel just to get each individual picture. But I said, no, let's try to get a projector. Finally ended up going to my alma mater, John H. Glenn High School, and telling one of the AV teachers that we needed it. We have a film it was something about history, we said, to help us study for a big test that was coming up. And they let us sign out a projector. Went to my friend Frank's house, who lived right around the corner from the high school, set up the projector, and watched porno on the school's movie projector. Oh, I know. And it was just threading it through, and finally you turn that on, and seeing porno like that, the worst 70s big Earth Mama muff, bad washed-out color film, but it was great. Pay dirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hard to get your porn.
You go to any of the porn theaters on Long Island growing up?
Went to one.
Bayshore, I think, was one of them?
Yeah, Bayshore was the one. Yeah, went to it when I was working at some place.
Dude, we went, just as high school guys. We'd drink beers and then pay our admission and go in there. But you felt so, You
had to go with a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a night out.
But there was a bunch of perverts in there and all. But it was this is a cool thing to do. We'll drink a bunch of beers on the way over, and we'll go to the porno theater.
Yeah. We went with a bunch of people from work once. Just decided, let's go to the porno. And we went down there, Bayshore, sat down, and just laughed our asses off watching the porno. But it's like any other place, like even a strip club. You get the group of guys that are friends there to drink beer and glance over at the girl. But then you get the guy in the corner that's just drooling and telling the girl that she looks like his daughter and, giving dollars and stuff. There are your certain classifications of guys.
Yeah.
The naive guy that just keeps giving his money away. The guy that thinks he's going to get something. The only black guy in the white strip club. The old guy. You get those groups in the porn theaters too.